Hi, my name is Ezema Edith Chekube. I hold BSc in botany. I am so interested in plant biodiversity. Therefore, I have been into sourcing of plant raw materials for researchers, for those who use plant-based raw material for production of products. I developed interest in plant taxonomy. I'm happy to identify plants by their scientific names, by their local names, and it gives me joy. Now, most importantly, is an interest I developed from my background, right? Because my both parents are farmers, so I found myself anywhere I found myself, I grow plants. So, in addition to being a plant scientist, I am a farmer and a farmer by organic farmer because I prefer to use organic matters. I prefer to grow plants the way nature has designed it, not bringing in chemical inputs, but just growing plants with organic matter, like everything organic. Today we'll be talking on a plant called Ocimum sanctum. Ocimum sanctum is the scientific name, and it has a common name as Holy Basil. This plant holds numerous uses, and I'll be concentrating on the medicinal uses. Okay, first of all, why I got so interested in this plant and growing the plant is because of two medicinal properties, which I'll be sharing with you, and other additional medicinal properties. Now, number one is the fact that it helps with respiratory health. It helps to cure gastric ulcer, and also it helps to cure oral ulcer. So you can use Ocimum santum extract as a mouthwash for curing of mouth ulcer. The number two health benefit is the fact that it helps to relieve stress. In fact, I must share with you that each moment I find myself weeding in Osmum Santum farm, the aroma that comes out from the plant is very, very relaxing. Like it's something it helps to calm my mind down and I feel so relaxed. So these basic two medicinal properties, the one for relieving stress and also that of helping to cure gastric ulcer and mouth ulcer, is crucial benefits that leads me to growing this Ocimum santum. Now, other health benefits of Ocimum santum, it helps to relieve headache. Osmond Santum helps to relieve headache. Then it also helps to relieve fever. It has the ability to relieve you of fever. It has an anti-inflammatory properties such that it helps with eye health. When your eye is inflamed, maybe due to allergy or some other thing, it's the extract helps to relieve um, the eye inflammation. So there are other so many health benefits, but I'm going to stop here. You can also Google it to find more health benefits. Osmosantum, commonly known as Holy Basil, is not indigenous to Nigeria. It is a real plant, and that's why we are starting like from the scratch, right? When I started with just one plant, one single plant, which I called my mother plant. So I had used it to multiply them and grow them to more than one, which I'll be showing you later. So now I will now show you the Osmum santum growing and flowering in the farm. Let's go. Now this is Osmum santum without much flowering. So I just want to use this to show you the one that have not started flowering much. I'm going to show you the one that has much flowers on them. I started on this small farm. I started with one plant, one seedling, just like I have earlier mentioned. And then I planted it somewhere here. So it is an experimental stage for me. So when the plant started growing and flourishing, because I would always come around, weed, support it with organic matter. So it started growing very well. And I was thinking, how am I going to multiply, expand this Ocimum sanctum to more than one plant? So one day, because of past experience, I just cut a stem cutting of it and then trim it, remove the leaves, and then planted it. I continued to observe it day by day. And with my observation, I noticed it started growing. So I was so happy. And what I do to have gotten more than one plant, like you can see right now, is now more than one plant. You can even see them there. So I now have to start cutting the stem. I cut the stem, and to ensure that it survives very well, I soak them in water in the morning, and in the evening I go to my farm and plant them. And with that, I have established a thriving farm, which I will now have to scale up in a bigger way. Now you can see Ocimum santum with much flowers. Now, if you look very closely, you will see a pollinator. So this is pollinator, all right, because these are the flowers and it attracts pollinators. So you can see them. You can see them with much flowers, and this is the right time to harvest them for to maximize their medicinal properties. So the next stage I'm going to do is to go into harvesting. I'm going to harvest them, and in the harvesting, I'm also going to prepare my cuttings, which I will plant. Remember, we are at the stage of multiplying them. If you want to grow Ocimum santum, I will give you two recommendations. Number one is propagation by seed. All right, the propagation by seed gives you more bigger, all right, on a commercial level. Then another way you can also grow Ocimum santum is by the stem cutting. Okay, it survives very well. I've tried it out; it works perfectly fine, and then that's why I'm recommending it for you. Now, the best condition to grow Ocimum santum is it needs a place it gets adequate sunlight. All right. So you can see this place we are now is exposed to sunlight and it has been doing well. I have so many of them I have harvested. All right. But as a part of my experiment, I have where I planted them, all right? And I found out that they are not doing well. Why? Because that place is not getting enough sunlight. It has other trees, other shades there, and it tends not to be doing well. So next time you want to grow Ocimum santum, make sure it's an open field where it will get enough sunlight. And another thing I would also recommend for you is to make sure that your Ocimum santum is free from weed. Weed them often. Once there is a competition with weed, it tends not to do well. So make sure you weed. Of all my other farms, I do farms, vegetables, and all that. But I make sure that I weed my Ocimum santum farm often so that it does not have to compete with weeds and all that. Apart from that, it's a very good plant. It thrives in most of the environment. You don't have to buy, fertilizers and do that. What I do is that I use organic matter. Most of the weeds I removed from my farm, I pack them together, allow them to um, decomposed, and then I spread them back to the farm. And you see the Ocimum santum doing very well. There are different markets for Ocimum santum, but in this video, I will give you example of one market, Bioresources Institute of Nigeria. And if you need more markets for Ocimum sanctum, comment your question in the comment section and I will get the answer across to you. Ocimum sanctum plant, that is Holy Basil, is a plant you need to have in your house. All right, for its numerous medicinal plant value, you need them in your house. Thank you for watching. Thank you.